Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. The problem between the France and the Burkina Faso has deteriorated. It's getting so worse, it's getting so bad. Few days ago was not a good day for Burkina Faso as few soldiers were lost. We are deeply with you on that note. At the same time, the Prime Minister insists on his resignation, and Emmanuel Macron is still begging or looking forward to a way to fix the deterioration within his own government. Meanwhile, the tension that is fueled by a shift in foreign policies, military disengagement, and Pan-African nationalism, and Burkina Faso's new leadership, and the shift in thinking continue to deteriorate the relationship between France and Burkina Faso. So it gets so bad because of the following reason. Number one, news have it today, the past 24 hours, there was a meeting that was spearheaded by one of the top leaders in France. And this is what they communicate over and over again. And this is what they have been saying for the past 3 years. There is a disengagement of activities and connection between the Burkina Fasos and the French. And this does not actually go well at all in the eyes of the French government and the president of France, Emmanuel Macron. These are the details. French had military troops stationed in Burkina Faso to support anti-terrorism, according to them, operations in the Sahel region. That is what they think, the reason why they have their troop base in the Sahel region in Burkina Faso. In 2023, Burkina-based government ordered the withdrawal of French forces and terminated military cooperation agreements. There was an agreement earlier, but that agreement was terminated. And here is the quote and the statement that Captain Ibrahim Traoré made that actually infiltrate and anger French. He said, France's military presence is no longer welcome on our soil. And that sent a shocking wave to Macron. He says, we will handle our security with dignity and sovereignty. Those words were carefully selected. We will handle our security with dignity and sovereignty. Burkina Faso has begun cultivating closer military tie with Russia, signaling a pivot away from Western alliances. France viewed this as a strategic loss in West African region. Remember, they always think and believe that they own about 20 countries in West Africa. I've given you guys all the list of the country that they colonize, and they see those countries as their own, their property or their territory. So here is what happened the past 24 hours in France. One of the major concerns that was raised is the fact that Ibrahim Traoré is thinking like Thomas Sankara of the late memory. Is the thinking of independence, self-sufficiency, and self-reliance that is actually what the French government does not want. Because as a colony, you are not supposed to think for yourself. You are not supposed to depend on yourself. You're not supposed to be self-sufficient. So the mindset that Captain Ibrahim Traoré is bringing on the table and training the Burkina Faso to be self-dependent, self-reliance, produce their own food, make their own product, use what they produce, and produce what they use for the past 3 years is a shift from that colonial mindset into this domineering and sovereignty. And you can see it from the statement he made that we are going to provide our security with dignity. In other words, the troop presence in Burkina Faso was sort of insult. That means they were taking advantage of the people, taking advantage of the land, doing so many things, humiliating people and making the people less of themselves. And this is exactly what Traoré, growing up as a person, says, no, we can't keep living this way. This is not the best way to live. We should be able to live with dignity and respect, even though we could be struggling with a lot of things, challenges, but we could manage our challenges with dignity. And France says, no, we don't want that for you guys. You are our babies. You are our servant. You are our maid, or you are our property. So we don't want you guys to think in that direction. And now here comes the big picture. The big picture, why this is so intense, and the way France is taking it seriously, because if they allow this to go without punishment, is going to spread to other parts. You can see Mali is doing the same thing, right? Nigeria is doing the same thing. So they don't want all the 20 countries of their colony to think the same way. That way, they're going to lose power. They're going to lose influence. They're going to lose a lot of things. They're going to lose a lot of things. So in order for them not to lose so much, they have to deal with this and make sure that the idea never gets into the mind of the people. But Africans, I told us that there are a lot of things that we have on ground that will be unveiling in time to come. Any man, any country, any nation, any authority that deprive you of thinking for yourself or producing anything for yourself has taken you out of the equation of success. They don't want you to determine your own destiny. They want to decide for you. All the African Francophone country, their budget is not decided in Africa. As a matter of fact, France decide what their budget will look like, what they will spend, what they cannot spend. Their currency is France currency. As a matter of fact, every December is like a custom, like Congo or Togo, like that. They have to go to France and to go pay like homage. They have to give some special visas to some people, and then they reduce some certain things so that the people can celebrate and forget about their destiny. And this is what France wants for Francophone countries and Burkina Faso and the rest of Africa. Should we continue to be dependent? And when we talk about don't produce your own food, now Ibrahim Traoré went ahead to start cultivating and going into agriculture so that the people will have enough food. And that is against the policy of France and their agreement. When they complain, that is why when you talk to your government and they come around and they say, oh, we want to do this for you, we want to do this for you, at the end of the day, they are not able to do because they have to always do what France wants them to do. That's why your government disappoints you, because they don't have the final say over anything. So when Captain Traoré say, we want to make our own food, we don't need foreign aid, we don't want a handout, it's a blow on their face, because as long as these people get fed, you cannot control their mind. You can't control their information. You can't control them. If you feed them, you have to control them. That is the essence of the aid. And now, this is the secret. This is what they plan to do from today forward. They're trying to pass wrong information to make sure the people don't trust their leader. They want to make sure they commit some certain things and make sure some evil happens within the region so that they don't trust their leader anymore. That is why Africa, we must wake up, we must rise up, we must support our own. We must not turn our back against our own. We must stay with our own. If you love Africa, type I love Africa. I believe in Africa. I believe in Africa made. I believe in Africa cultivation. I believe everything about Africa.